I got a good question from Charles Harsha, who asked the question, he rescued a dog, training is going very, very well with a rescue dog, also has another dog. When he takes the two dogs for a hike, if another dog approaches, his dog sits very, very calmly and whines, and the rescue dog then sometimes gets aggressive and attacks his other dog that's sitting there whining. What to do? So a couple things to understand about that. That is what's called redirected aggression, and it generally comes out of a frustration. So the dog can't get to the other dog, can't get its drive fulfilled to attack, so therefore it attacks the dog next to him. It's very, very common in dogs. It's misguided. It's frustration, like I said. The way to address it is to get your dog into solid obedience and then introduce distractions very slowly and at a distance. I always like to set things up for dogs like that. So in other words, what I would do is find something that excites the dog. For example, a ball bouncing or anything that would make the dog break, right? It would make it lose its obedience or be disobedient. And then I would start to focus on the obedience again. I wouldn't start by introducing it to another dog, or that's a level 10 distraction for your dog. Start by introducing it to something that is of lower distraction to him. Find out what that is. Maybe it's a tennis ball bouncing and he wants to go get the tennis ball. Maybe it's somebody running a flirt pole along the ground. Something that's going to distract him, something that's going to take his attention away from the obedience and towards the distraction. Introduce that at a distance and start to correct the dog. Reposition the dog. No, sit and make sure you got the dog on a leash where you can get him away from the other dog. Those corrections, those successful corrections and redirections, getting him back into obedience and then rewarding that obedience with either praise or a toy or food or whatever. And I'd probably use food early on to get the dog to understand it. I would obviously start by doing it without your other dog there first. Distraction at a distance. Bring the distraction closer and reward. Then bring the other dog, your dog, back in. Take the distraction a little bit further away, bring it in slowly. Successful repetition, letting your dog be successful, is going to mean a lot more to them than having to correct them over and over and over again. Go slow, be fair, but be super fastidious. You must protect your other dog as well as the other dogs that are distracting your dog. This is not a difficult thing to do, but it's something that's going to require a lot of repetition, a lot of work, and like I always say, focus on the successes. Don't train to failure. Once you get one or two successes, put the dog up, throw a party, and that's it. Hope that helps. Check out my online training at robertcabral.com for all the best training anywhere.